show you an arithmetic activity, sandpaper figures. How we will start? Yes, with an invitation. Shall I show you a new material? Or you can say to the child, shall I show you numbers today? Yes, and take the child to the place of display and show the material. And always show how to carry this material. And ask the child to carry this material to the place of presentation. Make sure the child is sitting on your left. So always make sure that you keep this material on a mat or on a chowki or any study table, right? Start, stop. 1. Trace it lightly. 1. And trace as many times as possible. You can ask the child to trace again and again. And also you can say the child by this way, you can trace it lightly. Show like this. Trace it lightly and always say the name after tracing. 1. 1. Right? So there are 3 steps. First, without saying anything, you just show how to trace and say the number. Second step, you can say start, stop. Start, stop. 1. Third step, trace lightly. Trace as many times as possible and always say the name 1 for tracing. Right? So what is the purpose of showing numbers this way? I know that would be the question raising in your mind. So as usual in traditional school, we have just accepted whatever they have written on the board and we accepted it is 1. Like children in the age of 2.5 to 6 years, even Montessori says that life starts at conception. So in the age group of 0 to 6 years, their senses work very optimally, right? So whatever they see, whatever they hear, and they always have a sense of feeling, touching things. If you would have noticed your children, they would have observed your lip movements and they always want to grab something. So these are the signals that shows us that we have to understand that they have the urge to touch things, feel things. So as we always say that the fingertips has to be sensitized. Actually, even before doing any material based on sense of touch, we used to ask children to go wash their hands and come. So that way it will be we are activating or sensitizing the fingertips. So we have to make use of take advantage of that urge within children, and we are introducing numbers. So we are making use of the sense of touch and by tracing lightly. So these are the ways they are learning, and indirect learning for them to write gently over paper, to write lightly over paper. So this tracing their muscular sense will help them so that the shape of the numbers will get registered in their mind. So their muscular sense, by using the sense of touch or tactile sense, what we call, so the shape of numbers gets registered in their mind. This is one thing. And how to do this material? Very simple. You can take a notebook, just write the numbers, and you apply gum over the number and spill sand or rangoli powder, whatever, like even something like mustard, no, whatever it's like, it can give you a rough surface, or even you can make use of sandpapers. Actually, you can cut the sandpaper according to the number shape and you can make use of it. So the way you have to do it, and sky is the limit, as I always tell you. So I will tell you, I'll show you a close look of this material. Just draw a baseline. No, you can see a yellow line here. That tells you that is the base, right? So you can introduce like this numbers from 1 to 10. 1, and I'll show you 2, 3. I think for you it's giving you a mirror image, so let me keep like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you need not introduce as 10, even you can introduce as 0, or straight away you can go for 10 also, not a problem. In Montessori setup, it's actually 0. When it comes to 8, you start from the top and trace like that. Show the child that way. And when it comes to 9, so that's the way you trace. So when you can show this activity, in this we have uploaded another activity where it is called number rods. So that is the way we show the quantity, and using the sandpaper figures we show the symbol. And there is another activity where we associate, when the child using that material, the child can associate the quantity with the symbol. So the type of quantity we showed is variable quantity. It looks similar but fixed material, which is number rods. So by that way we introduce quantities using names of numbers, and here we introduce the symbol. And the next activity, what follows this activity is another one. Soon I will upload that video where the child associate the quantity with the symbol. Okay, so this is the pattern followed in Montessori setup, where the quantity and then symbol and then another material using which where the child can associate the quantity with the symbol. Okay, and when it comes to names of numbers, as I told you in the number rods video, names of numbers can be introduced in various ways, just that you're registering that name. Okay, so you can Google for number songs, or simply you can say, can you go and get 1 spoon, 2 tumblers, can you go and get 5 balloons, can you go and get 6 shells? The child may or may not do do that activity, but that way the names of numbers get registered in their mind. So by repeating these activities, what is a valuable thing in Montessori setup is repetition. So by repeatedly tracing, by repeatedly working with materials, by repeatedly arranging these materials, they internalize a concept. So by tracing here, they internalize the shape of the number, and it helps them it will be an inner answer for them for their urge to touch something. So that is how we take advantage of that tactile sense. So at the age of 0 to 6, their senses work in a very optimal way, and we are taking advantage of that for their learning, right? And what else? So after giving this activity, once the child is able to trace nicely, once the child is able to associate the name of the number, we give name lesson. Name lesson, as usual, 3-period name lesson. First, you can take 2 numbers or 3 numbers. I'll give you example with 2 numbers here. 3-period name lesson, very simple. 1 and 2. I'm going to do with 2 numbers. Period 1. This is 1. This is 2. Now period 2. Can you show me number 1? The child will show. Can you show me number 2? You can give interesting commands. Can you trace number 1? Can you trace number 2? No, it can go on. As long as the child is showing the interest. So that is why Montessori always says follow the child. So we need not stop them. As long as the child is showing interest, we should be ready to deliver and to build a conversation. So the second period number 2 is that we give interesting commands so that the child can consolidate whatever the child has understood. And period 3, what is this? The child has to say this is 1. What is this? The child has to say number 2. So this is the 3-period name lesson. So why we are tracing? So by all these ways, we try to grab the attention of the child. I hope you like this activity. As we always tell you, these materials, by working with concrete materials, the child focus on this material, and also these are very simple things you can do at home. It need not be a cardboard and then you can sticking the number over the cardboard. Even you can take a small notebook and just write number 1. Just apply the gum and spill sand or rangoli powder, whatever you have at home, and you can create one activity. So I think you would have enjoyed this activity. If you like it, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel. Thank you.